If you're a small business owner or a small website owner, you've probably been wondering, where can I get the expertise that somewhere like Healthline or any of the other bigger websites have? I'm going to show you in this video how you can do that for pennies on the dollar, like $5, $10, $15, however much you want to pay. And the bonus with that is that you get content from an expert, and after that you get them listed as a contributor on your website, at least the way I'm going to show you. Let's get straight into it. For those who don't know, my name's Altu and I run Yukari SEO. I've been successfully growing my clients' websites and my own using SEO since 2007. And yes, I also use old photos of myself to hide the fact I'm now a fat SEO dad. Just quickly before we start, you'll notice that I have gone a little bit more raw with this type of video. You're not seeing the fancy editing that you did on my first 3 videos, and that's because I was editing the videos myself, apart from the last one, which was an editor who ended up ghosting me. So I'm gonna go raw for the time being so that I can push content out and not make you wait a month like my last video. If you don't mind the raw dog content, just post in the comments raw dog below. If you prefer the edited style, stick edited in the comments below, or if you don't mind, just stick don't care. First thing to say about this video is that I'm not here to debate whether expert writers or contributors on your website really do increase your EEAT or they give you an algorithmic boost, because actually I don't think they do. I have actually had a niche site that didn't really survive the helpful content update, and I've got 2 expert contributors on my site who are genuine experts on there. So that's not to say my site tanked because of them, absolutely not. There are some very obvious things on my site that I'm not surprised that it didn't survive the helpful content update. But at the very worst, what you're going to get with these expert authors on your site is you're going to get expert content for one. You're going to get almost that added trust, right? So if somebody goes on your about page and you see these expert content writers there, you're going to get that added layer of trust. And the third thing, at very worst, what you're going to get is if you're a small niche site or a small content site owner, what is going to happen is if you end up growing to the point where you get the dreaded Rater Hub, Google's army of humanoids that, that land on your website and look at your website through a human lens, that is one extra signal that your site actually makes an effort and has expert writers on there. So just look at this as a fairly affordable way to get expert content on your website, rather than looking at it as an algorithmic boost that you're going to get, because it's pretty far-fetched to think that algorithmically Google can go onto your website, see the expert author, follow the expert bio, follow the links in the expert's bio, go through their social media and find proof that they are an expert in their field and give you a boost. Might happen eventually. I don't think it's feasible for Google to do that at this current time. So with that in mind, you can probably see my screen and we are going to go on Fiverr. Obviously Fiverr gets a bad rap, but for this particular thing, it works really well. You don't have to use Fiverr. You can use Upwork. You can put out a job on Upwork or on Fiverr to request this, but this is the way I do it. So let's get straight into it. This works best for YMYL sites, your money, your life. So we're looking, in this case, maybe you've got an animal website or you've got a pets website. So it will be pretty handy for us to have some content written by a real vet, right? What you're going to do first is go up into the search box and you're just going to use various search qualifiers to find what you're looking for. And this is the most basic qualifier. As you can see, I've typed in vet article. Okay, you can make it much more specific or use a query that will net you better results, but this has already netted me some fantastic results. So look at this one. I will write quality content as a vet. Let's click on her. I'll write quality content as a vet, and she's charging £16 for up to 300 words, right? 500 words, £20. Now I know I said $5. I'm going to show you one I got for $5, but I mean £20 for a genuine vet. So what I recommend you do here is scroll down and find out some more information. Okay, So UK-based veterinary surgeon, university level research, blah, blah, blah. Now, what you are going to see is that people, you might even run into some AI and fake doctors. That is a very real possibility, but you can kind of weed them out in the inboxes. Okay, so I'm going to show you that later. Given us a lot of information, previous projects from the UK. £20 for 500 words from a vet in the UK is an absolute bargain. Can I see your, she's got a blog as well, so you can actually see that, so you can see examples of her work. Magazines, sub-editor, Welsh Country magazine, fantastic. So what we're then going to do is inbox Daisy, and please do not harass Daisy using the same scripts. RIP Daisy's inbox. I'm sorry if you are getting absolutely annihilated with requests. Or maybe I'm not sorry. Give me a commission, Daisy. It's fine. Let's find the next example before we go into some scripts. So a doctor, right? If you are in the health niche, it is worth finding a doctor. Again, a lot of these, it's hard to tell whether they are doctors. So what you want to do is go into their profile and just get a feel for them, first of all. I like to actually look for ones with videos, because some of them will actually post videos of themselves. But 500 words for £8.30, that's $10, right? So here we don't have that much information, so I might continue my search because I'm not convinced by this profile. I found some other ones. So we've got Dr. Hasnain. I like to go through their other images as well. So for example, look at this guy. He has actually got himself into a journal, I believe, Scientific Reports. Yep, he is in a journal and he has been a part of a study or conducted a study. Now that is phenomenal, right? And he's charging you $5 per 500 words, right? I know this sounds bad, but we're not too fussed about the quality of the content here, okay? Because we're gonna go ahead and clean it up, because these people aren't often native English writers, but that's fine as long as the content's factual, and we can clean up any grammatical errors for $5 for 500 words. We're not expecting the world here. We just want the expertise. This doctor has actually been in medical journals. That is crazy. And here we go. I found a doctor that has got a video. Great reviews, 4.8. 38 people have used him.
Hello everyone, welcome to my good
and yeah, you can see a video of him, unless he's gone out and bought a doctor's costume.
This may tickle. Just a little bit.
He's got some information, Faculty of Medicine, about his education, portfolio. So yeah, you get the picture. And this works again in the finance niche too. So again, I've got financial advisor, article, finance writer, and I've picked out this guy. Service is on hold currently. So this guy charges £30 for 500 words of content. Based in the UK, member of the CFA Institute. He'll decline projects that could be considered unethical. So you're getting the feeling this is a legit guy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to inbox these people. And again, I don't have a strict script. This is a script I wrote for a UK vet. Okay, UK based vet. So I said, hi Emily, hope you're well today. Way too many smiley faces, don't overdo them. If I order an article from you, would it be okay to credit you as the author on my blog and include a link to your LinkedIn profile or other social media? The reason I ask is because it lends credibility to your article as it's written by an actual vet. Smiley face again. The article I had in mind was about worms in dogs or cats. Thanks, Al. And her reply was, hello Al, I'd be happy for you to credit me on your blog. However, I do need to make it clear that I am a veterinary nurse, not a veterinary surgeon, as both are different. I do not have a LinkedIn profile, but could make one if it helps. Alternatively, you can link to me on the Veterinary Nurses Professional Register. That is music to my ears, okay? So, one, she's been completely honest about what she is. She's not a surgeon, she is a veterinary nurse. And she's given me a link to her actual registration for the governing body of vets. So This is fantastic. This was another doctor I found as well. Used a similar script. If I order an article from you, would it be okay to credit you as the author on my blog? Blah, blah, blah. Include a link to your LinkedIn profile. Yes, absolutely. You can use my name and credentials in the articles. Yeah, so he sent me his LinkedIn, his Facebook, and I believe this gentleman also was part of a medical study and was in a veterinary journal. So this is really, really good stuff for the price, $5 for 500 words. And the article was actually fantastic and ranked as well. So doesn't get any better than that. I think there was another one as well. This guy was £12 for $15, 700 words. So look, what you want to do is just go through their profile. You want to talk to them, ask them questions. You'll be able to weed out the fakes from there. But again, Google cannot determine real authors from fake authors. But what I like to do is make sure that there are links to these people online, at least to sort of build up a bit of a body of work around them. So have they got a LinkedIn? If they're part of journals, amazing. I'll put those links in their about page as well. So the more I see them mentioned on different sites, whether that's social media or whether they're contributors on other sites, I see that as a good signal. So just keep an eye on that and pick the one that's best for you. Now, what you do after that, once you've got the content, you obviously create them an author profile on your site. What I like to do is I go to my about page and I add them as a writer, contributor, whatever you want to call them. And then in that profile, I will link to their social media. I'll link out to any studies they've been a part of. I will link out to any governing bodies.
As a quality rater will generally look at your about page. They'll generally look at your reviews. They'll look and see if you have an editorial policy. They might look at your social profiles, your LinkedIn, all of those things, build a complete picture.
Do you ever go as far as searching the author's name in Google just to see if this person's real, to see if they do have the expertise should they claim?
Yeah, like I was looking at some sites today on Twitter. We did a 30-minute site review, and some of the authors, you'd go to their social media profiles and they're, medical user 77843 with 0 followers. They obviously look like fake pro.
And that's it. That's how I get expert content writers on my site at an affordable rate. And let's start a discussion in the comments. Do you think this even helps with Google's algorithm? Do you think it helps build EEAT? Do you think it is a ranking factor? I personally don't think it is at the moment, but I think if you are a low authority website and you are building slowly into a point where you are on Google's radar, I think this method can protect you from Google's human raters. But I don't think it matters so much if you are a high DR site like your DR 80, 85s, high authority sites. It doesn't seem to matter so much, and links is what seems to build EEAT. What do you think? If you want to see a small analysis of some websites that survived the helpful content update and what they had in common, you should check out this video next.